Right, so today I've decided that, well, over the past couple of weeks I've been making two panels for a door, and I, I went the other day to clean them as I thought and then blacken them. So I went through the cleaning process and then I was about to put the black patina on, which you would put on using a little rag, soak it in water, squeeze the water out, put some of this black patina on. It's quite potent. Can cause severe burns, so you've got to wear gloves, and it's not good to breathe the fumes. So normally I would do that outside. So I'm not going to show you that here. I was about to put the patina on, but before I would put the patina on, I would have scrubbed all the panel, make sure it's scrubbed every which way with a little, well, I use brass bristle brushes to give it all a good clean, to make sure the patina sticks well to the solder. It's the 60-40 solder. For the outside lead, I would do the same. I would scrub it with a brush, and I would use the black stove and grate polish on the exterior bit, although virtually nothing of this is going to be seen, but I would still blacken it anyway, because you might be able to see in a little bit in through the space between the beads and the panel. After that, after you put the patina on, you've got to wash it off immediately, because this stuff is so potent that it would start to attack the metal. It's put on to protect the metal, not to attack the metal. So you put it on and you wash it off. You leave it for 24 hours and you use like a furniture spray that's got beeswax. Cover it with the beeswax and use a cotton rag. This one's been well used over the years, as you can see. I've been using this for almost 2 decades, I think. So it's well impregnated with the beeswax. I would then give it a good polish, both sides. That's after leaving it for 24 hours. You do the beeswax, give it a good polish, and polish up with a clean cotton rag, and then you can finish off with paper. Make sure the glass is nice and clean, and that will protect the solder from tarnishing. That's the idea. But as I went to start that process, I noticed that one of the little glass panels has got a heat crack. So I'm going to have to replace it with this piece. This being solder, it's a lot more difficult to repair than lead. If it was a lead repair, there are simple tools where you can cut the corners, lift the lead up all the way around, take the glass out, put the new glass in, and then reflatten the lead. But as this is not lead, this is solid 60% tin, you can't do that. So there are two things you can do. Either, what I usually do is I just use my soldering iron, and I would melt out, I would put flux on it and melt it out both sides, and then clean the glass out. It's a messy way. There's another way, which is this. You can first of all, remove the glass. And of course this is not my best. It used to be my best until I got another one. Because I'm cutting over the lines, it's not good for the cutter head, so this is now my secondary cutter. So you put plenty scores on it, and then from the other side now that most people I find that have got Tiffany, what's called Tiffany or copper foil panels, when they suffer a break, they find it very difficult to get anyone to fix them. I've had quite a few clients have said that they've contacted stained glass company after stained glass company, and they all say, sorry, we don't do repairs on Tiffany glass panels or copper foil panels. And the reason is it's a little bit more difficult. You just need a little bit of patience, that's all. This is quite a small repair, so it's a bit more difficult to get pliers in to take the pieces out. But using like a screwdriver, I've actually got a better long slim screwdriver that I can't put my hands on right now, so I'm using this one, which is not as good. It's really not the best. Some of it you can actually, as you see, you can just prise it out if you get a grip on a corner. You can prise it out with a screwdriver. There you go. That's taking that whole piece out. Basically, you're trying to get as much of the glass out as possible. So that that's actually most of it out. So that then we can then use a file and file the metal, because the metal only covers by about a millimetre and a half. It doesn't cover very much, maybe a couple of millimetres. So there's not a lot of metal that you need to file in order to get the new piece of glass in. Using this method could be preferable in a lot of cases, whereby using a lot of heat could maybe crack another piece of glass, which means that you've got two repairs instead of one. So basically, you probably can't see this, but I've filed this one down right to where the copper foil was, which means that the new piece of glass will be able to sit in without any problem. And we just do the same all the way around. Removing any little pieces of glass that's been left in, because obviously you can't file the glass. So really it's not such a difficult thing to do, and it doesn't really take a lot of time, unless you've got a really complex shaped piece. Then okay, it'll take you a bit longer, but it's not such a big deal. So I don't know why stained glass companies say no, sorry, we don't do repairs to Tiffany panels, because it's not such a big deal. Now really we only have to foil it down, file it down until we can get the piece of glass to slip in there. It's almost there. It's almost fitting. It's not much to go. And there you have it. That's it, fitting perfectly. So all I have to do now, I won't show it here, it's a simple matter of placing something underneath this to lift it up, a piece of card, whatever, just to lift it up a tiny bit above the height of the bench to make allowance for the thickness of the solder on one side, so that it sits at the same level as the other glasses around it. Then a bit of flux, some new solder each side, clean it off, and that's your repair done, and the panel will be ready for blackening. Now it's not going to fit, but it does fit. There you go. Repair, just about done. So it's not such a major task. So stained glass companies, stop saying that you can't do this. Come on.